So I haven't played F1 Ranked throughout this game all too much so far, and when I have, generally it hasn't gone great. I think if I remember correctly I have 1, maybe 2 wins in as many videos, which it's not the best output. So obviously with me not playing Ranked too much, it's got me demoted to the lowest league, which is the Bronze League, a league full of children and idiots and people who just... the kind of people you think there should be a legal requirement to have a driver's license to play racing games. But also people that are just horrendously slow. You know, the Lance Strolls in the dry, the Valtteri Bottases in the wet, the Ferraris in the pit stops, Franco Colapintos. I would add in the Luca Badoas, but honestly I don't think he qualifies for the Bronze League. I did a few races over a couple days, and it would turn out that I was just in the form of my fucking life. I went to the Bronze League and I absolutely dominated everyone. We start off in Japan. It was admittedly a poor qualifying. I'm pretty sure I invalidated, so we're going to start P3 on the grid out of 4, 5 lights, lights out, and away we go. It's a phenomenal start from King, but somehow not as good as mine. We managed to get King off the line despite the initial launch. We're going to be right behind Jamie through the first sector. We're going to have to suffer immediately through the dirty air, but on the plus side we've got 1 car out of the way, 1 left to go for this win. Jesus Christ, the dirty air through this sector was absolutely horrific. Despite there only being 4 people in this lobby, it was already carnage through sector 1 as King loses it through Dunlop. So at least we won't be under pressure from anyone in P3. We can just focus on, I was going to say chasing Jamie, but if we're going to take lines like that through the Degners, it's going to be a tough race. Jumping to lap number 2, it was definitely difficult to stay with Jamie. He was just ever so slightly pulling away from me corner after corner, and when I did get close to him, the dirty air was just disgusting. But coming out the hairpin, we have our second retirement in as many laps. I don't even know how we managed it, but Drixo has retired on the exit of the hairpin. So if we keep up this pace, the spectators will have no one to watch for the final lap of the race. We have actually managed to close the gap to Jamie just a little bit as we head down towards 130R, and that 1.2 second gap is enough to just scare him completely off track. Clearly just seeing a speck of my car in his mirrors has made him panic. Either that or I'm just that unapproachable.
He went completely the other way.
But it means for the rest of the race I'm obviously on my own, and I can go on to take what I can only describe as a dominant win. If I'm the only car that finishes and everyone else retires, I don't see how that can be seen as anything else other than dominant. Ignore that. So race number 1 of the day, it's a pretty easy P1.
This is just the beginning, guys. I'm so proud of you all.
Why do I sound like George Russell? I hated that. Race number 2, we've got a bit more of a stacked grid this time. 12 cars on the grid, P2 in qualifying, lights out, and away we go. Do we get as good a start as we did in the previous race? Yes, we do. Straight up in a P1 off the line. Apparently, I have learned how to do starts in this game, and it's paid off. We're going to be leading through turn number 2, and this time it's our turn to just enjoy the clean air in front of us. We don't have to suffer through the dirty air, and you can see in the top left just how bad it is for the... I mean, admittedly, they're not falling behind as much as I was in the last race, so maybe last race was a me issue through sector 1. The first test of the race would come at the end of lap number 1 as we come on to the straight. Obviously no DRS available just yet. We've got a decent gap to P2, so it looks like with the help of ERS we're going to hold on to this lead for another lap at least. Lesform has taken P2, and that's slightly worrying because he did take an absolutely rapid pole position. He's definitely the quickest driver on this grid. And down towards 130R you can see Lesform is already a quarter of a second behind me. This guy was just insane. He did not deserve to be in the Bronze League. But coming out of the chicane, he's right behind me. He's going to have DRS and slipstream. It's not even going to be a battle. We go defensive just for the sake of it. He cruises past me, takes P1. We're going to have to settle for P2. We've got a second gap to P3, but purely based on this guy's pace, I was absolutely not going for the win on this occasion. And jumping to the final lap, you can see Lesform has pulled a 2.2 second gap to me. We've managed to stay ahead of P3 despite him being within our DRS. And yes, the title of this video is how I dominated the Bronze League, but I never mentioned that I won every single race. We're going to come home in P2 for the second Japanese Grand Prix. I completely lied to your face. Les Vom absolutely throws it away somehow on the final corner, and we win the race. I genuinely do not know how you could possibly do that. The title of this video is how I dominated the Bronze League. I was not fucking lying. We get a second win of the video. That's got to be up there. For worst all-time bottles, that's got to be up there. After 2 dominant wins in Japan, we're going to move to Qatar, a track that I actually really like on F1 games. 5 lights, lights out, and away we go from P2 on the grid. Unfortunately, it's not as good a start as we saw in Japan. But with the help of ERS, off the start, we are going to hold on to P2 as we head into turn number 1. We're going to be battling the diddler this race. It's definitely going to be an interesting commentary with him being my main rival this race, especially given the fact that just a couple corners in it's looking like it's going to be a battle between myself and Diddler alone, because P3 is already almost 2 seconds behind. That's impressively bad. Regardless, this is one of those tracks that I genuinely do feel quick at, so purely within the context of this video and this race, let's go get the Diddler. At the end of lap number 1, he's almost pulled a second on me as we come through the final corner, but we get a pretty strong run through the final corner, and with the help of ERS and a little bit of slipstream, we're going to be closing up the gap to him, stay within DRS for the following lap, and hopefully we can just cruise past him, drive off into the sunset, or I guess sunrise for this track. I'm not sure if it was just my setup or that Dirty Air genuinely isn't that strong on this track, but we were staying right on the back of the Diddler. Half a second as we come into the final corner, which means obviously we're going to get DRS and slipstream, and with a semi-okay exit at the final corner, DRS open as we cross the line. He goes defensive, we're going to cruise around his outside and easily take the lead of the race. Can we now go on and disassociate ourselves with the Diddler? Ideally. So let's see if we can pull a gap and break DRS. It was fairly early on in the lap that I realised I wasn't breaking DRS with him. He was just... we're about level on pace, unfortunately. So I decided, instead of just wasting my ERS, I'm going to save it for the straight. You can see, as we come on to lap number 4, he gets close. Close enough to pass. I thought I was going to be okay there, I'll be honest. He's taken the lead on to lap number 4, but that's absolutely fine. All we have to do is stay with him, get him with DRS down the following straight, then we'll lead him on to the last lap, and it's an easy race win. I'll be honest, I'm slightly annoyed because I genuinely thought I was okay into turn 1 there. But here we go, the all-important corner as we come through the final corner for the penultimate time. He gets a fairly average run, we get a pretty good run. ERS, DRS, slipstream. He's going to go defensive once more, it's not even going to be a contest. Cruising into the lead for the second time, into turn number 1 we go. Now all we have to do is not make any mistakes, and we should easily take this race win. Save ERS for out of the final corner, but even then, given how late he had to pass me down the straight last time round, we should be on for a 3rd race win of this video. The Diddler is right on the back of me as we come through. Oh god. The Diddler is right on the back of me as we come through the penultimate corner. Within a quarter of a second as we come into the final corner. It's going to be a drag race to the line, I think, but with a good exit out of the final corner and DRS, we are going to take the win. A 3rd race win, this time at Qatar. We have beaten the Diddler, we've escaped his grasp, and it seems in regards to the rest of the grid, we've absolutely dominated the rest of them. Swiftly moving on, we're going to Silverstone now. Pole position, we finally top a qualifying session, and lights out and away we go. We have the pace on this grid, we've proved it in qualifying. Can we hold on to the pace in the race? It's a decent start off the line, leading through turn number 1. We've got Jack Lutty behind, looking at the inside of turn number 3, but deciding against it, probably saving its attack for the Wellington straight. So we're going to save our ERS, get a good run out of the loop, and then punch it on the exit. Obviously no DRS just yet, but it looks like Jack Lutty is not going to need it. He's going to pull alongside, maybe. He's very slowly creeping up my inside, down towards Brooklands. He's going to have the inside line. We're slightly ahead still. We're going to have the inside line for the following corner, and that's all we need to run him out of road and hold on to the race lead. It's definitely slightly concerning that he's challenging me this early without DRS, but we've managed to defend him once. We just got to do it 4 more times now. Oh great, and he's track extending. That's... I'll be honest, if he's willing to do that on lap number 1, that's terrifying. I may get taken out here. Oh thank God, he's done something catastrophic through Mags and Beckett's, and he's dropped on the P4. Hopefully Wise Wizard and that guy, hopefully those two can protect me from that lunatic. Well, I guess I'm going to have to think of a name for him, because he's going to be challenging me down the Wellington Straight this time around. We managed to defend against him during lap number 2. He wasn't really a threat. He very much is now though. Coming onto the Wellington Straight, he's going to have DRS on me because he's within a quarter of a second. I'd be very surprised if Luigi doesn't get past me down towards Brooklyn, so he's going to have the inside line. He's going to send up the inside, he's going to get ahead of me, banging wheels, but we've still got the inside line. He's going to respectfully leave me room. Are we sure this is the Bronze League? That was unbelievably respectable, and it means we're going to hold on to P1 for another round. You know what? I just want to apologise for calling you Luigi, because I've got a lot of respect for you right now. You could have easily ran me out of road, and you chose not to. I did learn very early on that the dirty air through Max and Beckett's was horrific, because that was very much where I was fastest throughout this entire race. I was under pressure down the Wellington Straight and into Brooklands, but down the Hangar Straight, yeah, he's retired again. So here we go, round number 3 down the Wellington Straight, round number 2 with Mario. I've suddenly got a lot more confidence that it's going to be quite a nice battle, but down towards Brooklands, he's not even close. On to the final lap we go, with one realistic overtaking opportunity to defend, and it's this one right here, out of the loop, through Aintree, onto the Wellington Straight for the 5th and final time. We've still got a decent gap to Giuseppe, and for the 2nd time in a row, he's not even close to making the move. Doesn't even pull alongside me, doesn't even get close to pulling alongside me. So we've got half a lap to go, and it looks like, barring any mistakes, we could go on to take the race win. He's going to chase me down towards Copse. Is he going to brave it through Copse? You know what? I wasn't even scared he was going to. He's proven himself to be a respectable racer. He does track extend at Copse, but you know what? It's the last lap. I'll allow it. Now all we have to do is get a semi-decent run through Mags and Beckett's, and obviously out of Chapel, and you'll see in the top left-hand corner, this is my race the entire time. Especially through Chapel, he just could not stay with me. And down the Hangar Straight, we get to savour our 4th race win of the video. I probably shouldn't be celebrating this early, given what we saw happen in Japan to someone else, but coming through Club now, we're going to hold on to it. 4 race wins out of 4 in the Bronze League. The domination continues. I should really change that radio message. I don't like hearing George Russell every time I win. Although fittingly, I do think that I've just equalled George Russell's win count in one video. That's pretty embarrassing for him. You know what? Screw it. Let's do one more race. See if we can beat George Russell's all-time record. Go 5 out of 5 for this video. We've got 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go from pole position for the 2nd time at Silverstone. We don't get a good start though, and Cyril is going to be side by side through turn number 1 and passing me on the exit. There's only 3 people in this lobby, but is this going to be a race where I'm going to have to fight for it, or can I just get past down the Wellington Straight and cruise off into the distance? Admittedly, it's not been a good run through the loop. We're going to use ERS on the exit of Aintree. Obviously no DRS on the opening lap, and you can see immediately we're not really closing up to Cyril down towards Brooklands. For the first time I was experiencing the dirty air through Mags and Beckett's, and I'll be honest, I think it might have been the drivers, because I didn't have any issues whatsoever. We get a great run through Chapel, still obviously no DRS, we're going to use ERS and Slipstream down towards Stowe. We're going to go to the inside. Unfortunately I go for a very uncommitted dive, and rightfully so. I get turned in on, we lose the car, drop to last place. Luckily we don't have damage, but if I want to keep this 100% winning streak in this video, this time we're going to have to fight for it. It was slightly concerning, it did take me a couple of laps to get within DRS of P2, but on lap number 3, onto the Hangar Straight, we are going to have DRS just. We want to get past Mask as quickly as possible, we want to challenge P1, we don't want the leader to save ERS and leave us with nothing to fight with during the last couple laps. ERS and DRS available on Mask. We're going to go for a much more committed dive into Stowe this time. This time we're not getting turned in on, and this time we do make the move. Back up into P2 we go. 1 second behind Cyril as we come onto the penultimate lap, but we get a horrible run. An absolutely disgusting run for the final couple corners. Losing the back end, and Nas is going to be coming back at me out of the final corner into turn number 1. We're going to use a little bit of ERS and then quite aggressively cut him off at the apex. It does mean we've dropped out of DRS of Cyril. We're going to have to use this lap to charge our ERS and then hopefully close the gap and go for an attack on the last lap. Onto the final lap, we weren't able to make a move on Cyril down the Wellington straight into Brooklands, but we were able to close up. Now we're just going to save ERS as much as we can, stay on the back of him as we head through Copse and then Mags and Beckett, get a good run out of Chapel, and then hopefully this time get through Stowe without contact and go on to take our 5th race win of the video. We went a little bit wide through Chapel just to get a good run onto the Hangar Straight. We're still a little bit behind on Cyril, but with DRS and Slipstream, we're going to look to the inside line and then go to the outside. There's absolutely no contest with the overspeed. Cruising on the outside of him. I was slightly scared that he was going to just send it up the inside of the penultimate corner. Luckily he doesn't, and we had to fight for this one. But it's 5 out of 5 wins in the Bronze League. I might be overqualified for the Bronze League, but at the same time, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't fun just absolutely destroying the competition race after race. And also seeing someone just horrendously throw it away in the final 50 metres of the race. That's going to be with me for a while, that one.